स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यो श्रीयुताः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धोभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Very happy to be with all of you. And we are going to continue our Srimad Bhagavatam study circle from today onwards. There was a small break, but however, we'll continue in association of devotees. Hari Bol! Yes. So just notes. So last time we had discussed Krishna's entrance into Dwarka, how Krishna enters into Dwarka, and the entire chapter, the whole essence of this chapter is how to welcome Krishna in our hearts. That is the essence of this chapter. So we'll be having good amount of discussion also, a little additional feature to this. Previously it used to be like class, I used to speak, but now many devotees can also share. The live devotees can share, those who are there physically, and online devotees can type it in the chat. That'll be very nice. And also we will be having reading of proper purports, and we'll try to make it a very deep discussion. Many devotees all over the world told that this Srimad Bhagavatam study circle is benefiting them very much, so I wanted to do it as a service to all the Vaishnavas. Then we discussed the point of prostitutes welcoming Krishna. We discussed that also very well in the last class. And then how Krishna is such a person who is an equal person, Sama, is equal. He accepted the contribution of Brahmanas and he also accepted the contribution of Shudras alike. Then how Lord reciprocated back. Ye yathamam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamiham. That was beautifully seen. And finally, this was all happening at the gate of Dwarka. Then at the verse number 23, Krishna enters the city of Dwarka. We last time also saw why this place came to be known as Dwarka. We saw that. And then the festival of Dwarka. What is the festival of Dwarka? The festival of Dwarka is to see Lord Krishna, have the darshan of Lord Krishna. That is the festival of Dwarka. Correct? Everyone. Nityam nirikshamananam yadapi dwarakaukasam navitripyanti hidrisha sriyodamangam achyutam. That was the beauty of this chapter. That every single person loved to see Krishna and nobody got bored. Correct? There is no boring darshan. Where Krishna wears the same clothes, Pita Vastra, there's a Pita garment, but none of them got bored. So we had discussed many points here. So we have to continue from Shloka number 28. So we'll be going from Shloka number 28 and Shloka number 28 and 29. Now, so far what has happened is Krishna has met everybody. Now, the first thing that Krishna is doing, because so what had happened was Ugrasen, Balaram and all the elder men, they all could come. On the other hand, the women, they did not come because that's not the Vedic culture. The women did not come. So Krishna now is going to meet his mothers. Correct? So that is this particular section we are going to do, and we will try our level best to complete this chapter. We'll discuss also. Okay. So this is the shloka number 28, 1, 11, 28. Pravishtastu graham pitroho parishvaktah swamatribihi vavande shirasa sapta devaki pramukha muda. Can someone read the translation?
After entering the house of his father, he was embraced by the mothers present, and the Lord offered his obeisances unto them by placing his head at their feet. The mothers were headed by David, his real mother.
Okay. Purport will not be reading the whole one. We'll read certain sections. We'll read. Okay, all right. So now, what is here? The first thing that we find here is that Krishna is meeting his mothers. It's plural. Krishna entering the father's house. There is Vasudev house, and Vasudev used to live there along with his totally not just one, two, three, 18 wives. 18 wives. Right? So 18 wives. Out of these 18 wives, he had married Devaki and her 6 sisters. Correct? So Devak Raja Devak had 7 daughters and they all got married to Vasudev. So Devaki had other 6 co-wives who were actually her own sister. And apart from that, 11 other ladies were also there whom Krishna treated like mother only. Yes, so he was embraced by mothers present there, and Lord offers his obeisances to them, namaskar, by putting his head on their feet. Correct? Okay, we will discuss the purport after we see both the verses. So how we are doing is we are just going ahead in verses, then discussing theme wise purport. We'll see this also. Taputram ankamarupya snehasnuta payodharaah हर्ष विह्वलितात्मानः शिशिचुर्नित्रजैर्जलैः. Somebody else can read the translation.
The mothers, after embracing their son, sat him on their lap. Due to pure affection, milk sprang from their breast. They were overwhelmed with delight, and the tears from their eyes wetted the Lord.
Okay. What is something that we are seeing here? This is something very different. We have not seen like this happening. So here, Krishna is getting embrace of all his mothers. Okay, one thing is Krishna is very equally disposed to all mothers. That is one. But what is something which is very strange for us to understand from material point of view? Yes, if we try to understand from material point of view, what is happening is Krishna is sitting on the lap of his mothers, all of them, one by one. He's sitting on their laps. What was the age of Krishna at this point of time? Anybody knows? Krishna is 86 years. This is after Kurukshetra. Krishna is 86 years, 85, 86, around that time. Can you imagine 86-year-old man coming and sitting on laps of mothers who must be at least minimum? Okay, Devaki, just an assumption. Devaki must have been 20 when she got married. Just assuming. And then Krishna is her 8th child. So every year she got a child. So Devaki must be at least 28 to 30 saal bhi pakad lo. 30 years older than Krishna. So if Krishna is 85, 86, Devaki is around 116. Yes, 116, 126. Our goal 126. Okay, 116. So they're all 116-year-old, 116, 120-year-old ladies. So still their relationships are very fresh. This is the nature of all sambandha, all relationships sits in the spiritual world. You see, making him sit on lap. Now, when was the last time we sat on our mother's lap? How many years? When we were maximum on lap, 10 years के बाद नहीं. That's the maximum I remember. 8, 10, 4th, 5th, 6th. That's it. Nothing after that. Because when I was in 6th standard, I grew taller than my mother. Very affection thoda जो है इतना नहीं होता. Affection is always there, but it may not be displayed like this, right? So we find here one thing. Another thing that is very special is usually the milk springs from the breasts when the child is in very, very small stage of infancy. The child is really small. That is the time the milk pours out. But here we are finding that these old ladies are also getting milk in there. Okay, they are materially old, but spiritually they are not old. There is nothing called old age for all these personalities who are eternal associates of Krishna, right? And overwhelmed with delight and tears coming out of their eyes, and they are embracing, and the tears are bathing each other. This is what is actually in Vedic times you would find that two personalities would meet. We have seen that Krishna Sudama drama. So both of them embrace, both of them are crying, and they're wetting each other with their tears. And that is how the spiritual emotions are expressed. So now we'll read certain portions of the purport. So there is a concept of mothers. There are 7 types of mothers. Can someone read that part? I'm highlighting it.
According to scriptures, also, there are 7 mothers: the real mother, the wife of spiritual master, the wife of Brahmana, the wife of king, the cow, the nurse, and the elf. All of them are mothers. Even by this injunction of the Shastras, the stepmother who is the wife of father is also as good as mother, because the father is also one of the spiritual
Yes,
masters.
Guru. So whenever we talk about this word Guru, so the one of the Atma Mata, Guru Patni. Guru means somebody who is very heavy in our life. He has a heavy role in our life. Correct? Somebody who is very heavy in our life is called as Guru, because the word Guru itself means somebody who is heavy. So father is also called Guru. In Srimad Bhagavatam, when the section of Ramayana is mentioned, so Lord Ram goes to the forest on Guru Ragnya, on the instruction of his Guru. Guru is who? His father, Dasharath Maharaj. Of course, Vashishta or Vishwamitra never told Lord Ram to go to forest. So there the Guru word refers to father. So Guru means any worshipable superior is called as Guru. Recently we were reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. In there also Krishna's different relationships. Somebody is Guru, somebody is Sama, and somebody is Lagu. Like the 3 relationships were mentioned. And all of them consider Krishna to be servant. So that was a theme that Kaviraj Goswami Pad was mentioning. Correct? So here we find that Krishna is being an ideal son. Ideal son. See, in the age of, even in previous times, I was taking a Bhagavatam class in Kunjabihari temple. So there I was mentioning that Marisha got married to 10 Prachetas. Marisha, the son of Pramlocha and Kandu Maharshi, got married to 10 Prachetas. And this is a very rare case. Draupadi getting married to 5 Pandavas. So this is a terminology which is called as polyandry. Polyandry means one woman having different husbands, many husbands. So that particular concept is called as polyandry. But we find in the Shastras that this polyandry is something which is very rare. Why it is very rare? Because it's very, very difficult for a woman to treat the other husbands equally. Correct? That is very difficult. And Kali Yuga also, especially if you find one man having different wives, is very difficult, because it's very hard for a person to treat all wives equally. Because if that does not happen, then the Chitraketu pastime will repeat. We all know what happened in the Chitraketu pastime, because he favored one wife. Correct? He favored one wife, because of which what happened? Other wives, they conspired, they became envious. They conspired against Chitraketu, and they poisoned his very innocent son Harshashok, who had, yes, he actually had, he was very innocent. He didn't have any fault. Uska koi galti nahi tha. But still they all conspired against, and they poisoned him, and they killed the child. This is what happens when there is envy, high degree of envy. This happens, and the main reason here is because Chitraketu was not, he was not impartial, he was partial. Because from one lady he got a son, so मैं, मेरा पत्नी और मेरा बेटा, that's it. We live in the sweet world, and all others whom he had married, they all. So Krishna, so Vasudeva also was a very just king. He treated all his 18 wives very equally, and Krishna also was equally affectionate to everybody. And this is someone who's called an ideal son. In Kali Yuga, this is not possible. That is why a person has only one mother and one father. Of course, because of divorce, something may happen. Like one of my friends was in America, so he was listening to a conversation. So he was listening to conversation of 2 people. So he asked his friend, "Where are you going?" So the other friend replied, "I am going to the divorce party of my 4th father." Divorce party of, so in Kali Yuga also many people have many mothers and many fathers. Divorce party of 4th father means what? Oh, my mother's 4th husband becomes my 4th father, and I am going to his what party? His divorce party. Correct? Baap re baap. So this is Kali Yuga. It's very complicated relationships. If you see, even when we talk about material happiness, bhautika sukha. So whenever Shastras talk about bhautik sukh, they talk about relationships. So in Kali Yuga, the 12th canto of Bhagavatam says this will not be there. There won't be any other relationship. The only relationship which will last in Kali Yuga, is mentioned in the 12th canto, is the relationship between a wife, a man and woman, and their very close knitted family. There is very clearly there will be a nuclear family. There won't be joint family. It's all mentioned in the Bhagavatam, and they will be having their own. So such kind of things is very difficult, very hard for people to actually experience. Hari Hari. So this was one part of the purport that we read. The next purport, yeah, can you read, Saivik?
When Lord Krishna was at Vrindavan, even the cows would become moistened by the affection towards him, and he would draw milk from the nipples of every affectionate living being. So, what to speak of the stepmothers who were already as good as his own mother?
Yeah. So Guru Patni. So all other stepmothers also come under the Guru Patni Atma. We discussed that. So they also were able to produce this motherly affection that actually was there, and milk came in their breasts. So this shows the freshness of relationship with Krishna. There is nothing. The relationship doesn't never become stale. In this world, when a child is small, now if you see one thing, every species. Now, is there any species that we may see? Pigs are abominable. Pigs, they don't look so nice. They are in gutter. But piglets, they look very, very attractive. Kittens, they look very cute. Puppies look very cute. So why has material nature given them cute bodies? So that they get shelter. Correct? And even if you see otherwise around the material world, because of being so tender and little and soft, they receive the affection from their parents. But as soon as they grow up, that's it. It's over. How much care and affection they needed at that point of time, they get that and it's over after that. We don't find that affection there. So that's what happens we are seeing in even the human society. When the child is very tender, that time the material nature has given that type of body, they get that affection. The same is case even of a girl who is of a marriageable age. They look very tender, cute, as though wanting some shelter. But after the marriage is over, then the material nature gives them a different body. It's no longer the same. It's totally different. Correct? They may not look so very attractive. Correct? Because the shelter purpose is taken care of. But over here we find that the relationship is so very fresh. We will never be able to see mother showing this much of affection. So the child, as though Krishna is just a tiny little child. So in spiritual world, it is said that for the elders, for the elderly men, for the elderly, especially women, Krishna will always remain a small child. Yes, he'll remain a very, very small child. That's all. Okay, so now this was one section. Now next section where we are going to go. Correct. Is Lord's exchange with his queens. Yes. So this is the section 30 to 33. These 4 verses we will study back to back, and then we will see the purports for some very interesting points. Yeah. Please. Nuclear family is mentioned in which section of Bhagavatam? The 12th canto of Bhagavatam, 2nd chapter. And please study that only after you complete 11 cantos systematically. Before that, Bhagavad Gita, my request. Because that section is a very tempting section. Prabhuji, effects of Kali Yuga. Many of them directly go there to 12th canto, 2nd chapter. But first, study the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. That's very important. Because it's a very tempting section. People do a lot of research. The 12th canto, 1st chapter, you find all the kings, dynasties of kings and all that. Prabhuji, dekho. So you might get lost. The essence may get lost. That's why I request you to go for a systematic study. Okay, so we go to verse number 30. Atha vishatsva bhavanam sarvakamam anuttamam prasada yatra patninam sahasrani cha shodasha. Anytime anybody wants to add any point, online participants, please put it in the chat. Offline, please raise your hand and contribute. I'll be very happy to listen to all of you also. Yes. Atha avishat swabhamanam. We'll discuss in Sanskrit also. It's very exciting. So thus after that, first he went to his father's home. Now he's coming to see the etiquettes. He met father, of course, father to on the way only he met. Before even entering, he met there. He was there for welcome. Then he went to first meet mothers. And after meeting the mothers, then Atha Avishat. Then after that, he entered Swabhavanam, his own houses. Krishna just did not have one bhavan. How many bhavan did he have? 16,108. One for each of his wives. And that many bhavans he had. We'll discuss more about that. Sarva Kamam. Oh my God, everything that is desirable was there. And Anuttamam. Anuttamam means perfect. Everybody in the whole life, right? They work hard, get all money for what? We say we want a perfect house. So it is only Krishna who has everything which is Anuttamam. Krishna, we say, Prabhuji, what is this? Krishna. Oh, Krishna had a very perfect birth, a perfect childhood, a perfect education, a perfect city like Dwarka, which is glorified in Shastras, a perfect partners, all partners are perfect, perfect children, perfect houses, everything perfect. So that is only that is only something which Krishna can have. A man wants to imitate Krishna. I want to have all this perfect. Of course, one dreams. I should have perfect. What is that? Dream girl, dream job, dream house. Correct? All dream car. But in material world, what happens? All of this remains dream only. On the other hand, Krishna is called Sarvakama. Sarvakama means whatever he dreams becomes true. In our case, what happens? Whatever is true also remains a dream. One cannot enjoy Utta. So that is Sarvakama. Yes, and then Prasada Yatra Patninam. So Prasada, the places of dwelling. Yatra Patninam. So his all Patnis were there. How Patninam means plural. How many? Sahasrani cha Shodasha. Shodasha is 16. Dasha is 10. Shra is 6. So Shodasha is 1/6. And Sahasrani means 16,000. So that is approximation. Bhagavatam gives many times approximation. Many times devotees say, Prabhuji, 18,000 slokas nahi hai Prabhuji. Bhagavatam mein. It's an approximation given in Padma Purana. Yes, it's approximation. May not be like that. So many times devotees say, Prabhuji, 12,000, kuch waise 14,000 verses here. No, if you calculate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shri Bhagavan Vacha, all those mantras, they're also one shloka actually. So we count all of that, it comes to 18,000. Some say, but even if it doesn't come, it's okay, bhai. It's all right. Yes, don't be so fanatic about it. So it's an approximation. So 16,108 kidhar gaye? It's an approximation. It's okay. Yes, so although 16,000 is mentioned, Prabhupada here only for 16,108. He mentioned it very clearly. Okay. Translation, please.
Thereafter, the Lord entered his palaces, which were perfect to the fullest extent. His wives lived in them, and they numbered over 16,000.
Next. Patnyah patim proshya grahanu. Again. Patnya patim proshya grahanu विलोक्य संजात मनोमहोत्सवाः उत्थस्तुरारात् सहसा सनाशयात् साकं व्रतैर्विरीडितलोचनाननाः Patnyam. Yes. So all these wives, Patim Proshya, their husbands were far, far away. Far, far away from home. He was not there. Grihanu Pagatam. Griha mein vapis aa gaya hai. Grihanu Pagatam. He has come back. So there is in the Niti Shastras, there's a statement. The Niti Shastras say that a horse, if kept in the stable, stably you're keeping the horse in the stable, he'll grow old very fast. On the other hand, a horse who is always moving will remain active and agile, and he'll keep going on. He'll be very energetic. The cloth, we use the cloth to dry in the rope lines, and we put them under the sun. But too much exposure to sun will make the clothes very weak, and the clothes will also tear very easily. That's why immediately, as soon as the cloth dries, we should take it back. We should take it out. And A man who too much uses his sexual energy to unite and releases semen, that person will become very weak. On the other hand, if he is holding the semen, yes, he practices, even as a grihastha, he may practice grihastha brahmacharya, he will become very sharp and he will have a long life. Jivanam bindu rakshanat, maranam bindu patanat. He releases semen, he will die faster. On the other hand, a wife who stays separated from husband will also die fast. So she will also age very fast. That's what is mentioned in the Niti Shastra. Okay. So they, of course, nothing will happen to Krishna's queens. They are experiencing the Viraha Prem. So like that. Vilokya, they saw. Sanjata mano manocha. As soon as they saw what happened, immediately in their mind, manoha mahotsava, mano mahotsava. So manaso mahotsava. So we used to have a festival in our ISKCON NVCC those days when NVCC just started. There used to be festivals called Manasa Mahotsavam. So Manasa Mahotsavam festivals are those times when we used to have many senior devotees taking classes and different times. So morning Bhagavatam, Sunday, it will be a Sunday Manasa Mahotsavam. So Sunday morning Bhagavatam class given by His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, Sunday feast given by His Holiness Prabodhanand Saraswati Maharaj, evening lecture taken by His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu, like this cut, like that, back to back. Entire day devotees all used to be in temple only. Where are those days gone? Like that. Sab log, everything throw aside, call everyone, and that's called, once in a month we used to have this. It's called Manasa Mahotsav. Yes, Manasa Mahotsav. So that was there. So this is a festival. Mana ke liye Mahotsav. Because husband has come back. Uttatsur, they stood up. Yes. And Arat, dur se, Sahasa Sanashayat. So all of a sudden they got up and from their seats. Yes. And they were Ashya. They were thinking of Krishna only. They soch rahe the, suddenly he came. Sometimes it happens. Now we're thinking of somebody on that dude. Hey, Prabhu, we're thinking about you only. Today morning only this happened with us. We're thinking of one devotee and that devotee entered from there. Sakam vratair vridita lochananaha. So they were looking. They're looking at Krishna with the lotus-like faces. Yeah. So they started having darshan of Krishna. After a long time, they got darshan of Krishna. So it was a great festival. Yes. Translation.
The queens of Lord Sri Krishna rejoiced within their minds to see their husband back home after a long period abroad. The queens got up at once from their seats and meditations. As was socially customary, they covered their faces shyly and looked about coyly.
Okay. Next. We'll read the whole section and then we will come to the purport. Tam atmajairdrishtibirantaratmana duranta bhava parirebhire patim niruddhamapyasravadambunetrayor vilajjitinam bhruguvarya vaiklavat. Tam Atmajai. So their sons, Drishtibir and Antaratma. So what they did was, by seeing Krishna, they captured him in their heart, and then they sent their sons, Tam Atmajai. They sent. So sent their sons, because the son is considered to be as good as a part of mother. Because the son or the child, they get the same body as the mother. Body we get from mother. The semen say there is a soul that comes. Correct. So one's material body actually it comes from mother. So son is not different from mother. So what they do is Duranta Bhava, in super ecstasy, Parire Bhire Patim. First of all, in their heart only they embrace the husband, and then they send their children, Atmajair, you go. Yes. And go and embrace Krishna. So their sons were embracing Krishna, and they felt that they were embracing Krishna in their hearts. Because of social customary, they could not publicly embrace Krishna. That's not what is allowed. Correct? Niruddhamapya sravad ambunetrayor. So Niruddham, they were completely choked. They're experiencing satvika bhav, see? Choking up of the voice. Gadgada vacha. Api ashravad. Ashravad matlab ashru. Ambu Netrayo, they were all coming like what? Like this water was coming down. And Vilajjatinam, and they were shy and Vaiklavat. So Bhrigu is actually addressing the Sonakad rishis. And Vaiklavat. Vigata Vaiklavasya. Viklava is actually shame. So they also had that Viklava. So Vaiklavat. So they were very shy. Actually, this shyness is ornament of woman. Yes, shyness is the ornament of a woman. Woman's ornament is shyness. That's a great ornament. And somebody is a shy woman, she takes a lot of respect. There may be a scavenger lady. Imagine the scavenger lady sweeping the street, but she's covering her face and she is being very away from the male population. They will respect. That shyness of woman is an ornament which commands the respect of the men. Yes. So this is the kind of shyness they had. This is a great ornament. So they embraced Krishna in their heart and they also sent their children. Yes. See.
The insuperable ecstasy was so strong that the queens who were shy first embraced the Lord in the innermost recess of their hearts. Then they embraced him visually, and then they sent their sons to embrace him, which is equal to personal embracing. But, O chief amongst gurus, though they tried to restrain their feelings, they inadvertently shed tears.
Yes. They tried to stop their feelings, their bhav, but the tears came out. Out of what? Out of ecstasy. So last shloka in this section, and then we'll go to the purport. यद्यप्यसौ पार्श्वगतो रहोगतस् तथापि तस्याङ्घ्रियुगं नवं नवम् पदे पदे काविरमेत तत्पदात् चलापि यच्छ्रीर्न जहाति कर्हिचित् यद्यपि रह gatah, still. And so although we find that this is the nature of Krishna, yeah. So despite their parshvagata, parshad, now parshad, what is the meaning of that? Parshva is somebody who has very easy access to somebody. Somebody may be parshad of Guru Maharaj. Aap to Guru Maharaj ke parshad hai. Like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has two parshadas, especially the top two mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. One is Nityananda, second is Advaita. They are called Parshadgan. Why? Because they have a very quick, instant and easy access to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes? Rahogatah. So they get a raha. Raha means in seclusion, which means they are not just easily accessible, they also get personal time. Now this is something that everybody wants. Everybody wants personal time. I want personal time with Guru Maharaj. I want personal time with Krishna. You know what is the personal time with Krishna? The personal time with Krishna is japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. That is actually personal time. Correct? So we also get personal time. But what do we do in personal time? We all know. Do we utilize personal time properly? Tathapi tasyangri yugam. So the tasya angri yugam means the two lotus feet of Lord. Navam. So they have definitely tasted Lord's lotus feet. The dust from Krishna's lotus feet, they see. But still the experience is what? Navam. It's a new experience. That newness is still there. Correct? Pade ka virameta tatpadaj. Yes. So at every step, who is the person who can experience or virameta means sort of getting detached. Tatpadat, who can leave this? At every moment, one who has tasted this lotus feet, at every moment and moment after moment can only remember this lotus feet. So this is the same shloka which comes in the Bhagavatam first canto, Narad Muni first canto 5th chapter. Nave jato kathantana vijayan mukunda sevyang samsritam punah. Smaran mukundam upaguhanar punar vihayam ichetu na rasagraho jana. So somebody is rasagraha, which means he has developed some taste to serve Krishna's lotus feet in some way. कैसे भी करके कुछ तो सेवा किया और वो टेस्ट डेवलप किया है. Vihatum ichche na rasat praho nana. He can never ever give up that lotus feet. And even if by apparently somebody has forgotten Krishna, somebody has gone astray, will come back because of that taste. Once you have got that taste, you have, and you will definitely, you cannot give it up. So who can give up this lotus feet? So chalapi yat shrir na jahati kar hichit. Yes. So this is that lotus feet with shrir na jahati kar hichit. Even the Shri, the Lakshmi ji never gives up. That is actually this lotus feet of Krishna. Yeah.
Although Lord Sri Krishna was constantly by their sides, as well as exclusively alone, his feet appeared to them newer and newer. The gods of fortune, although by nature always restless and moving, could not quit the Lord's feet. So what woman can be detached from those feet, having once taken shelter?
Yeah, nobody can leave that. Okay, one thing you see, Lakshmi, there are two, Lakshmi has two incarnations, two parts. From Vaikunta when Lakshmi comes, she's the Vaikunta Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi. She has two incarnations. The first incarnation of Lakshmi, she is called as Rama. So Rama is the one who always is there at Lord's lotus feet and massaging Lord's lotus feet. She is called as Rama. And the second Lakshmi is called as Chanchala. Now that is a Lakshmi who is with her materialistic devotees. Yes, those devotees who, so-called devotees who always worship her separately from Krishna. So that's why what she does, Chanchala, which means for today she's in one pocket, tomorrow she goes to another pocket, next day another pocket. So that is Chanchala aspect of Masta, the material aspect of Lakshmi, Chanchala. The real Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is Rama, who never is not Chanchala. Lakshmi is in general called Chanchala because she moves from one place to another. But when she takes the shelter of Lord, she is Rama. Rama never leaves. She is Ramaiti iti Rama. She is relishing and enjoying the service to Lord so much that she never ever quits. Never she quits this service. So that is the beauty of Lakshmi. She cannot go. Okay, let's come to the purports. So 30 we started, no? Okay. So 30 purport, I will sum it up, will not read. So Sarva Kama means unlimited supply. Everything was unlimited. How nice now we will be if the custard serving is unlimited. Devotees, like, pakodas, which we get, that is unlimited. So all these things we want. But many times what happens is, okay, the paneer rolls are unlimited. We keep getting this unlimited supply of that. So that's what happens in material world. We are constrained. Those items which are very, very tasty, what happens? They are limited. Thoda hi kha sakte. Unfortunate. Yes, how much ever we try, management tries, we'll keep it unlimited, but hota nahi hai. So that's what happens. But on the other hand, if you see, Krishna, everywhere there's an unlimited supply, and people also have the capacity. They have capacity to relish the unlimited. That's only possible. And if you see the kind of the details in the Shastras mentioned, Krishna of marble stone, correct? They were made of all other madhurya, velvets, silk, golden laces were there, hema. So all these wonderful lapis lazulis and corals, emeralds and jewels, they were all bedecked with Krishna's palaces. So it was not at all something which is very ordinary. It's not an ordinary house. We were just waiting outside Panch Hill Towers this morning, and where one devotee was spellbound by that beauty of the Panch Hill Towers. He was telling, यहाँ पे तो hi-fi लोग रहते होंगे. Yeah, he told, please come for Bhagavatam study circle today. You will understand really what is hi-fi. That is nothing but made of some cement and bricks. This is made of marble. This is made of gold plated things. क्या है क्या? Do you find anything like that? And people are so proud of their material opulence. Correct? So just compare and see where is Bhagavatam and where is modern society. People are proud of staying in 3 crore, 4 crore flats. One flat is 3 crore rupees. There that devotee lost it. He lost his sense. He was saying, 3 crore bhaiya, 3 crore. Arey baap re. So that is all nothing compared to the opulence of Krishna. Correct? So now 16,108 wives. So many may ask, why did Krishna? Now this is one problem everybody has. Yeah, everybody has this problem. Arey, why Krishna married so many wives? So there was a church. Yes, there was a church who used to get lot of disturbance from the Hare Krishna devotees. The Hare Krishna devotees used to do kirtan. वो बेचारे अपना कीर्तन करके मस्त रहते थे. The church, they had a lot of problem with the kirtan happening. As a result, what they did is they filed a case in the court. They filed a case in the court against the Hare Krishna devotees that this is a satanic religion who worships a god who is a playboy. He has 16,108 wives. How horrific. So they filed a case. True story of ISKCON devotees. When A Krishna bade se bada chatur. Devotees are very intelligent. Never consider devotee to be fools. So these devotees, they went to fight the case. And they called the nuns there. And they asked, are you all nuns? They said, yes, we are all nuns. We have vowed. So if you are a nun, there's a particular vow that you have to take. If you are nuns, the nuns is supposed to be a wife of Jesus. And you all regard and revere Jesus. So you are all so many nuns, and you're just a group of nuns here in this particular church. Like you, there must be so many nuns all over the world. Before this, Christianity is almost 2,500 years old, and let's assume the nun tradition has been coming from there. So how many nuns would have come and gone, and how many nuns of them every time take a vow become a wife of Jesus? It's a fact. Nun means you're a wife of Jesus. You're Jesus' wife, and who were you worshipping? Jesus. So with that calculation, even your Jesus has how many wives? And they also we take our case back. Hey Krishna bade se bada chatur. So worship Krishna, not fools. Right? So Krishna having 16,108 wives, but see what he has provided for them. Can you maintain one wife properly? Can you keep one wife happy? Yes, a person in Kali Yuga will not even be able to keep one wife happy. Not keep her happy. अरे ये पत्नी को खुश करके दिखाओ. Are you confident you can do that? And people have this audacity to say that, oh, हम लोग जो है कृष्णा ने इतना शादी क्यों किया? In fact, Krishna sheltered all those girls who were socially unacceptable. These are the girls whom Krishna married, 16,000 of them, whom Narakasura he had kidnapped them with an intent to enjoy them. So Krishna actually married everybody and sheltered them. That's the greatness. Okay. So next, in this, if you see, Krishna personally gave time also to everybody. It's not that Krishna was separate. Krishna did give time to everybody. We just read this. Yeah, please read this part of purport. Yes, thus. Yeah.
Thus, the personality of Godhead manifested himself in 16,108 plenary expansions and simultaneously entered into each and every of the palaces of the queens. This is called Vaibhava, or transcendental potency of the Lord. And because he can do so, he is also known as Yogeshwara. Ordinarily, a yogi or mystic living being is able to expand himself at most to tenfold expansions of his body. But Lord can do so to the extent of as many thousands or
Millions he likes. That is the difference between Yogeshwar and Yogi. And Yogi is one more. We can expand into 10 forms, but all the forms will do the same action. They will not be able to do different actions. On the other hand, when Narad Muni had gone to see Krishna in different palace, one place Krishna was riding a horse, one place Krishna was playing with a child, one place Krishna was on the swing, one place Krishna was practicing sword fighting. We find that episode. So everywhere Krishna is doing different things. Yes, so he can expand at the same time he can perform different activities. That's possible only for Krishna. Correct? क्या हुआ? Question is not asked. He just thought of something. Okay. It is also said that a woman decorates themselves very attractively only for the pleasure of husband. This principle is there. And the husband is not there, the woman does not decorate themselves. And that's what these ladies were also doing. And as soon as Krishna came, their expressions, their bhava itself became the decoration. And shyness is especially that ornament of decoration which is very pleasing to the husband. So they were all shy. Correct? Okay. So many times here, we find that people, are they happy in their job? Now people talk about job satisfaction a lot. And people say, thoda job satisfaction, हमारे पास उतना नहीं है. They're not so much satisfied with the job. One reason maybe the pay is less. Sometimes people say, I don't like work culture. Sometimes people say, I don't like the boss. Yes, I don't like the nature of my job, but what to do? This is the only way that's working out for me. So like the different XYZ reasons may be there. A person may have a dissatisfied job. But you see the entire Dwarka, everywhere. You find here that everybody is happy in serving Krishna. There is nobody unhappy. Lakshmi ji is not complaining. मैं और कितना time करना पड़ेगा? Yes, how much more time should I massage? Because moment massage parlor, now somebody's gone to massage parlor, right? You've gone? Anybody here? No, I don't think we all ever went. So first thing is they will ask us how much time you want. Half an hour massage, 45 minutes massage, 1 hour. It's a limited duration. Number two, you have to pay for the charges. It's not free. Nothing comes for free. And little upar niche ho gaya, they will not, people will not accept that. They're sorry, we can't do that service. But over here you find Mother Lakshmi serving Lord so much. Since eternity, she has not got fatigue, she has not asked for anything in return. She is just relishing the service. There is 100% job satisfaction in Krishna consciousness. Of course, if we really want to please Krishna, we consider ourselves to be Prakriti, and we are Prakriti, we'll serve Purusha. If this consciousness is there, then there is 100% job satisfaction. The moment we start believing, no, I am also Purusha, no? So moment this Purusha Bhav starts coming, Purusha Manina. So we're just having this Bhakti Vedanta class, we're discussing, and His Grace Radheshampu was telling us about this Purusha Manina. This Indra, he got extremely wild and disturbed. Why? Because of Purusha Manina. He was considered himself to be the Purusha. Yes, wow, these Vrajavasis cannot offer me this yajna. Purusha Manina. Moment we start thinking, I am Bhokta, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, Jnatva Mam Ashanti Machiti. You will lose. As soon as you think I am the Bhokta, finished. It's over. Ashanti Mrichati. You cannot be peaceful. But as such, if we consider, we remain humble, and we go on in Krishna consciousness, we will experience this great sweetness of Krishna service. The remuneration is that one will have job satisfaction, satisfied and happy. Okay, so we have few more verses. We'll go ahead. So now these are the wonderful qualities of Krishna, the further wonderful characteristics and qualities of Krishna, or transcendental nature of Krishna, and thus transcendental nature of his devotees. We'll quickly see this. Evam nrpanam shitibara janmanam akshauhinibhi parivritta tejasam
परिवृत्त तेजसां
vidaya vairam swasano yathananam मिथो वदेनो परतो निरायुधाः.
मिथो वदेन परतो निरायुधाः.
Yes. So what did Krishna do? Read the translation.
The Lord was specified after killing those kings who were burdensome to the earth. They were puffed up with their military strength, their horses, elephants, chariots, infantry, etc. He himself was not a party in the fight. He simply created hostility between the powerful administrators, and they fought among themselves. He was like the wind which causes friction between bamboos and so sparks of fire.
Just see some Sanskrit. Evam nripanam, like this, all these nripas, the kings, what were they? Shiti bhara. Actually, the burden that the earth experiences, earth has a capacity to hold millions of times the population. Earth is holding big mountains, such voluminous oceans. Can't earth hold more population? Who are we? We are insignificant. Big rocks and boulders and mountains are being held by the earth. So it is not. What is the Prithvi Bhara? Prithvi Bhara is Asatam Shiti. Asatam Shiti Bhujam. That's mentioned in the Bhagavatam also. Asatam means atheistic rulers, unprincipled rulers, the rulers who are exploiters, the rulers who are actually convicts in disguise of king. So such kind of rulers, the unprincipled leaders, these are the real burden. Correct? This is very, very burdensome. Because a leader if becomes misleader, he is going to lead so many people into ditch. Andhan yatandin upagiyamana tepi shatanta urudamni baddha. A blind leading another blind people to ditch. That is why these uh, leaders, blind leaders or the misleaders, these are the people who are the bhara. And Janmanam, they have all appeared. Akshauhinibhi parivritta tejasam. So what did Lord do? Lord empowered. Go, please go ahead. Akshauhinis and Akshauhinis of Sena, military phalanxes. Parivritta tejasam. Please go ahead. They are all very, very proud of and puffed up of their all accomplishments. What did Krishna do? Like these two kings he brought. You king, you also king, come. Vidhaya Vairam. Vairam means he created enmity. Yes, he created enmity. And Shwasano Yathanalam. Yes, by through this interaction, Vadha. He killed Vadheno Parito Nirayudha. He Nirayudha. Krishna did not take part in any violence. Nobody can say Krishna killed. Are Bhagwan ne maar diya. Nahin. He just brought two parties, make them fight against each other and subdue most of the demoniac party. So this is why the wars happen. What is a war? Now you hear many of them say that, oh, Prabhuji, big wars are happening. Where is Krishna? Why did Krishna not take part? Because this is Adharma Yudh. There is absolutely no dharma. Both the parties are fighting for their own sense gratification. Both the parties are equally demoniac. So Krishna is just picking a thorn with another thorn, nothing else. And this is what Krishna would do many times. And he remains Nirayudaha. So there is in Vishnu Sahasranamam, there are so many names of Krishna, 1,000 names of Krishna are mentioned. And the last word, the last name is Sarva Prakradanayudaha. That means Krishna, one who can use anything as a weapon of destruction. You know, here Krishna, what is he doing? He is using two parties as weapon of destruction and killing each other. That is the intelligence of Krishna. And he remains what? Nirayuda. He remains Nirayuda. Okay. Yes. So Dharmasya Glani. Whenever Dharmasya Glani comes, Krishna creates hostility, and this is still going on. Okay. 35. Sa echa nara lokesmin avatirnah swamayaya
अवतीर्णः स्वमायया
रेमे स्त्री रत्न कुटास्तो रेमे स्त्री रत्न कूटस्थो Bhagavan Prakrito Yatha. Sa Esha. In this way, Naraloke means this earth is called Naralok. Asmin, he remained here, and Avatirnaha, he appeared Swamaya, which means what? By what? By his internal potency. So he has not appeared by his. So if you see the Bhagavad Gita 4.6, that gives the distinguish between a Jiva and Ishvara. Ajopisan Avyayatma Bhutanam Ishwaropisan Prakritistvam Abhishtaya Sambhavami Atma Maya. So Swamaya. So this is Yog Maya. And what did he do after appearing through his Yog Maya? Reme. Reme means to enjoy. Ramaiti iti Rama. तो उसी से रेमे भी आता है. रेमे means to enjoy. Stri Ratna. Stri Ratna means the crest jewel ladies. Kutastha, उन सब के बीच में he enjoyed. Bhagavan Prakrito Yata. Now one may, if somebody sees this, what will one feel? Prakrita. These are materialistic dealings. Yes, the materialistic dealing. What is this nonsense? It's all materialistic. ये सब क्या है? ये सब मोह माया है. अरे भगवान भी मोह माया में पड़ते हैं क्या? So like that people may think. But somebody who is thinking Bhagwan Prakrita actually has a Prakrita Matihi. Yes, Prakrit Mati. This is a hellish intelligence actually. This is not intelligence actually. This is Kumati. If you're thinking Bhagwan is Prakrita, this is all ordinary, mundane. Oh, but who is discussing this? Who is discussing this? This is being discussed by Sukadev Goswami, the topmost renunciate. This is being discussed by Parikshit Maharaj, who is listening to it, who has just 7 days. Will he listen to some lusty program going on? Will he tolerate that? Absolutely not. He will not tolerate. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is relishing the Krishna's amorous pastime with the gopis. So you see what kind of the topmost renunciates, they sit and discuss Krishna's amorous pastimes with each other, whether it be Parakhiya or Swakhiya, both. There is a Lalita Madhav, there is a Vidagdha Madhav. Two types of literatures. So Vidagdha Madhav contains Krishna's amorous pastimes with the gopis. And Lalita Madhav contains what? Lalita is also, Lalita means playful, naughty Krishna. So Lalita Madhav contains what? Lalita Madhav contains Krishna's amorous pastime with his wives. Dwarka Leela. Correct? Amorous means romantic. That cannot happen with friends, of course. So Remes Tri Ratna Kutasto. This may refer to both. It may refer to both gopis as well as to the Dwarka. The section is the Dwarka, that's why the context is taken otherwise in this way. But here, this is the topmost Leela. Something that is considered abominable in the material world is the topmost there. Because this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, right? So like this. So Krishna enjoying with the gopis. What happens when we think of this? Vikriditam vrajabhadu viridam cha Vishnu Shraddhanvito nushrunaya tatavarnayedya Bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabhya kaman Hridaroga ashu apahanoti achirena dhiraha. So if one is contemplating, there is a Bharat Muni. Anyone has heard this name, Bharat Muni? So Bharat Muni is Indian sexologist. He talks about all sexual affairs, sexual related problems and all. He has written. He is also Muni, thinker. Bharat Muni. Bharat Muni. So Bharat Muni has also appreciated Krishna's pastime. Of course, he is a mundaner, but he is a very famous writer about sex and all other related matters. So he writes about all these mundane affairs. So he also deeply appreciates the pastimes of Krishna and gopis, that this is the highest form. But when somebody hears about the material lust, material affairs between boy, woman, watching movie, watching some web series, some, romantic movies, etc., then one's lust will increase. On the other hand, what happens when you discuss this? Vikriditam, Vrajavadhubir, along with Vrajavadhus, the Vikriditam, the special place of Krishna. Idam cha Vishnu, please understand, he is not ordinary, he is Vishnu. Vishnu means a person who has entered into every single particle of this entire creation. He is called Vishnu. He has created the universe and entered into every particle. He is called Vishnu. Shraddhanvito nishrunyat, here with faith. Atha varnayate, and describe it with faith. What happens? Bhaktim param bhagavati. He develops great bhakti. And hridaroga ashu. Immediately the lust is finished. So you don't get lust, you finish the lust. We just have few more shlokas, we'll complete it. So this is the beautiful characteristics of Krishna, the beautiful nature. The next one, this is also very beautiful shloka. So now one may ask, is Krishna, because it's so Maya is mentioned, Prakriti Yata is mentioned, but still one may find whenever there is dealing between Krishna and boy and a girl here, Yuvatinam Yatha Yuni. So when there is a dealing between boy and girl in this world, usually it is the action of Kama. Kamadev acts. It's a Kama. So is this also an action of Kamadev? Let's see. Uddhama bhava pishuna malavalguhasa vredavaloka nihato madano piyasam samnuya chapamajahat pramadottamasta yasyendriyam vimatitum kuhakairna shekuhu. Oh, it's a beautiful story. Uddhama bhava pishuna amala valguhasa. Oh, you see here, there was the women are mentioned in Dwarka women, how they are. They have very grave expressions. They have very exciting and a very amazing smile. Valgu hasa. Vrida avaloka. They looks. They have sidelong glances. Yes, and as soon as these descriptions were heard by Kamadev, he felt, "Arey, mere business ka bahut scope hai yahan pe. I have a lot of preaching ka bahut scope hai. I have there is one Krishna, there is 16,108 wives. He has. Very good. That's my job. I'll go and tempt." But as soon as Kamadev, he came, what happened to Kamadev? Correct? Kamadev, what he did was, Sammuhya chapa majahat. His chapa. Chapa means his bow. He just threw it aside. He gave it up. So that is one version. Another version is, he had come to actually agitate Krishna. But as soon as he saw Krishna's sidelong glance, he became stabdha. He fell down. He fell down and his bow also fell down and he became unconscious, seeing the beauty of Krishna. Yes. Pramado Uttama. Pramada Uttama. That means these are all such ladies who can make a person go mad. Pramada Uttam. Pramada Uttam. Yasya Indriyam Vimatitum Kuhakair Nisheku. But still, all these ladies who can even bewilder Shiva. Shiva is called a very sober person. He can get bewildered, but they could not actually agitate the senses of Krishna. Na Shekuhu. We'll complete this chapter. 2, 3 more verses. Tam ayam manyate loko iyasangam api sanginam atmaupay atmaupamyena manujam vyaprana vyapranvanam yato abudah. Okay, let us see this. So what is mentioned here? Abudah. So this particular subject mentioned is for the abudah, foolish people, fully common materialistic people. Abudah. Yes. What they think, Atma upamyena manujam. Atma upamena. Upama means to compare. So all of them, they compare Krishna with Atma. Are meri tarah to hai ye. Atma upamena. Manujam. Manuja. Manuja means what? Manu ka product. Ja means Janma. So he has come from Manu. He comes in the dynasty of Manu only. Ultimately all come in the dynasty of Manu only. Na? So Manuja hai ye. एक साधारण मनुष्य है. आत्मा उपेनम, बिल्कुल मेरी तरह, just like me, with 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 nose, 1 mouth, 2 hands, 2 legs, just like that. Why? Vyaprinvanam yato abuddha, because their intelligence is lost to Maya. Yes. So tam ayam manyate loko. So all these people simply manyate. Manyate means they have their own opinions, speculative opinions. He asangam api sanginam. Although the Lord actually, he may do sangha, sanginam. He's actually associating with beautiful women. He's associating with wealth and opulences, but actually he's a sangam. He has nothing to give and take with that. Because why? What does Krishna say? Bhumida aponalo vayu kammono buddhirevacha ahankaranti amme bhinna prakritirastata. They are my separated energies. He has nothing to give and take with that. But still, manyate, this is the opinion that people have about Krishna. So Bhagavatam is so amazing that Bhagavatam is talking about how materialistic persons are fooled. They think Krishna is in Maya, but actually they are in Maya. Correct? वो भगवान को सोचते हैं, अरे ये माया में है, देखो कितना माया में रमता है ये. But actually they are in Maya. They are fools. This is a very important shloka. So this is the shloka now. अब तक किसके बारे में चर्चा की? What is the theme till now? The last part. The theme is Krishna performs amorous pastimes. Yes, with his wives, with gopis, and Krishna is never agitated, but foolish people think he's a gone case. अरे कितना माया में, देखो भगवान भी माया में चले जाते हैं, भगवान भी कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. And sometimes people justify, even Krishna danced with other ladies, even Krishna danced with so many girls, even Krishna did this, Krishna did that. So prakrita yata, because of their prakrita mati, prakrita buddhi, they are thinking like that. But now this shloka is very important. This is for devotees. What ultimately is the conclusion of till now section? That Krishna can never be disturbed. He is Dhira Lalitam. Dhira Lalitam. He may play around with the girls of women, of Raja. He may play along with his wife, but he is still Dhira. Lalita means to play, but Dhira. He is still sober because Kuhakam na shekuhu. Nothing can actually shake Krishna's stability. So the next shloka is about Krishna's devotees. If Lord is so great, that's what happens to his devotees. Etad ishanam ishasya prakritistopi tad gunaihi na yujyate sadatmaster yata buddhistadashrayah. Now this is the glory of devotees of Krishna. So we saw the divinity of Krishna. Etad ishanam ishasya. Abhi tak Krishna ka divinity dekha. Correct? That prakritistopi tadgunai na yujyate. See, although he is in contact with the material nature, he is apparently na yujyate. He is not entangled. So he may work but he is not entangled. He may play, he is not entangled. He may exhibit something that may look lusty, but he is not entangled. Sadatma is there. Similarly, Sada Atma is there. Somebody situated in Krishna consciousness, Yatha Buddhis Tad Ashra. Because they have taken shelter of Krishna, they will also develop similar qualities like Krishna, which means even devotees, if they are actually in contact with matter, of course, now devotee should not take the license of going and playing around with women and dallying. No, that's wrong. Dealing with matter means that you may see a devotee also using laptop. Devotee may travel in great flights. Devotee may accept luxuries. A devotee may be eating opulent Mahaprasadam. All such things. So in one sense, the devotee may be also guiding materialistic men, upcoming devotees. He may also apparent, अरे ये क्या है प्रकृतिस्तोपि तद्गुणै न युज्यते, because yata buddhist, so they also develop the same kind of buddhi because they've tad ashraya, because of taking shelter of Krishna. Because they've taken shelter of Krishna, you will see that they will also never be agitated. Now, last shloka of this chapter is what exactly was now, till now, what was described as Krishna's interaction with wives, and suddenly the Bhagavatam focuses on the translate. Hey, don't misunderstand. Don't misunderstand Krishna. If you misunderstand Krishna, it will happen only because of your materialistic intelligence. Even devotees of Krishna have that nature. Don't misunderstand Krishna. But finally, the theme is closed of Krishna. What do the Dwarka queens think of Krishna? That is mentioned in the end, and we close this section. Next time when we come, we'll discuss purports. Tam menire abala mudha strainam chanu vratam raha apramana vido bharthur ishwaram mathayo yatha. What was the mentality? So tam menire. So they unto Krishna, what happened? Aisa mante the. Yes. So these ladies, yes, these ladies are called as abala. Abala means very delicate. Yes, abala nari we say, no? So abala and mudha. Now here mudha means fools. We should never think the queens of Dwarka were all fools. They were simple. Even Narad Muni also calls his mother as mudha. Darun Mai mudha. Yoshit mudaya Darun Mai. He calls his mother also as she is mudha and abala. That means mudha means very simple. It doesn't mean a fool. It means simple. That is also another meaning. So here Muda means not a fool. When Prabhupada calls the scientists or atheist people as Muda, that means rascal or fools. But here Muda means very simple. Very simple. So what they thought, Menire, what they thought about Krishna? Strainam. Straina. Straina means somebody who is henpecked husband. Henpecked husband. Joru ka gulam. If you see there's Ramayana in Bhagavatam, right? So there also Dashrath Maharaj is also called as Straina. That's the name given to Dashrath Maharaj in Bhagavatam, Straina. He also acted like a Straina. And they thought, Anuvratam, Krishna is my follower. Krishna is following us. Wherever I go, Krishna follows. Because every wife had Krishna with him. So they all thought that he is with me and he is not going to any other wife. And Raha means you're only with me. आप सिर्फ मेरे साथ टाइम बिताते हैं. बाकी wife, you married other 16,107. What about them? Arey, he doesn't care about them. He's trying him. He's henpecked. I've charmed him. I've attracted him. Like that everybody felt. Because this was their innocence. Mudaha. Correct? Rahaha. They got personal time with Krishna. Apramana vida bhartur. तो अपने भर्तु, अपने पति के बारे में अप्रमाण विदो. They did not know his great qualities. They did not know about his supremacy. Why? Why? Ishvara mathayo yata Ishwaram. They did not know Krishna is Ishvara. That much they didn't have. Why? That will, yes. Because they all come under the spell of Yog Maya. Don't think that they are like Prakrita Yatha. Now they are also thinking Krishna to be an ordinary person. But this is out of love. This is out of great love that they have for Krishna. This is not exactly out of, yeah, it is not out of foolishness. If you see others, they are acting out of foolishness. But this is Here, there is no foolishness. Yeah? So this is out of Yogmaya. Yogmaya has covered their intelligence so that the sweetness between a husband and wife is not lost. So that. Okay, just to summarize very quickly, what did we see today? We'll quickly see the summary and we will conclude. So today we started with the section of Krishna meeting his mothers. Yeah, very beautifully. We treated all mothers equal like a good child. Yes, all his 18 mothers. And also, we saw the affection of mothers was fresh despite they being materially old, apparently. And Krishna was also already a grandfather at that time. Still, the relationship is so fresh. Then we saw the exchanges between Krishna and his queens. So that was something very beautifully visible, that how the queens, they were in separation thinking of Krishna, but as soon as Krishna came, their meditation broke, they embraced Krishna in the heart, they sent their children ahead and they embraced Krishna. Correct? Although they served Krishna's lotus feet, still it appeared to be newer and newer. Navam Navam. And last section that we saw was the wonderful characteristics of Krishna. That Krishna may apparently, to a materialistic vision, seem to be enjoying like a materialistic man. Prakrita yatha. But such a person will only a materialistic person will see like this. But in reality, Krishna is asanga. Although he is sanginam, asangam. That means he may be associating with matter and materialistic things, apparently, but he is actually detached from it. What to speak of Krishna? Even devotees of Krishna who take ashtad ashraya, who take shelter of Krishna, they will also never, na yujjate sadatmaster yata buddhis tadashraya. Always, even devotees are detached from matter. What to speak of Krishna? But finally, the rasa of Krishna and his queens is never lost because they think him to be Strainam, an ordinary henpecked husband. That's what they think. Correct? So that's what happens. They thought like that because of Muda, because being very simple and out of Yogmaya. So next time when we come, we will see some vital purports from this, and we will go to the next chapter, which is entitled "The Birth of Parikshit Maharaj." Haribol. Any questions, comments by any devotees? Any devotee wants to add something? Want to say something? Add something? Anybody? Okay, we'll conclude. Yes, yes.
Krishna, everything is perfect. So
Anuttamam, correct.
they say, but he was born in a jail. So how was getting birth inside a jail?
That is perfect thrill. Perfectly thrilling experience. Adventurous, no? Under what circumstances he came. So there's perfect thrill there. But he was taken perfectly, escorted to Vrindavan. There was perfect treatment. So why jail is not appreciated? Karagraham. See, but you see the birth का adventure देखो ना वहाँ पे. Adventure. सब लोग हॉस्पिटल में पैदा होना क्या बड़ी बात है. जेल में कोई पैदा हुआ है क्या आज तक बताओ. कोई जेल में पैदा हुआ है. That's unique, right? जेल में पैदा होना. घर में तो हर कोई होता है. It's so ordinary. Krishna is extraordinary. That Anuttamam is perfectionist in terms of being extraordinary. Yes. Extraordinarily, that particular pastime is there. So jail, from your point of view, is something which is like, अरे क्या जेल में पैदा हुआ है. जेल में कोई जाता भी नहीं है जेल में. Material world is also jail. तत्र कारागृहम गृहम. But the point is, it's extraordinary something. जेल से आना और जेल से locked जेल में. When his father was locked, mother was locked, door was locked, and there are so many. It's actually mission impossible. We discussed this last Janmashtami. Mission impossible. It was actually impossible for Krishna to leave. उधर से कैसे perfect escape करके he went to Vrindavan. So that way is thrilling. It's a perfect thrill. हॉस्पिटल में घर में तो हर कोई पैदा होता है. What big deal is there? जेल में कोई पैदा हुआ है क्या कोई आज तक? Krishna is the only one. He's unique. Uniqueness is also Anuttamam. So that aspect is also there. ठीक है, we'll close here. Thank you all very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. Thank you.